long journey we call life. Each and every last one of us are eventually faced with a situation where it seems like life is absolutely carefree. Where we'll just be struggling. And then all of a sudden, bam! We don't know where it came from. We don't know how it got here. But all of a sudden, there's this huge mountain that stands before us. And all we know is, if we're to get where we want to go in life, we've got to climb that mountain. Oddly enough, that mountain begins to speak to us. And it says, you know what? The journey ends here. If I were you, I'd stay right where I'm at. Because I'm certainly too wide to get around. You can't go under me. And I wouldn't even think about climbing. Naturally, we get a thing. And it's always tempting to say, you know what, Mom? I got 2 words for you. You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, most welcome guests. Before I became the man that stands before you today, I was faced with one of the biggest mountains I had ever seen in my life. It was 2006, the middle of winter. I was 15 years old and homeless. There were times where I go 2, even 3 straight weeks sleeping at bus stops, at train stations, on park benches. There were some nights where I was too afraid to go to sleep. So I just wandered the streets aimlessly, peeking around every corner, making sure I was safe. Maybe wait for the sun to come up and then find a place to lay my head. But I had to move on. I had no money in my pockets. So there'd be days where I'd go a whole day without eating, where I'd go a whole week without showering. But the most frightening part of it all, throughout this whole experience, was thinking that I might have to climb this mountain alone. Some of us have yet to be faced with our mountain. Some of us are facing our mountain right now. We might be dealing with the loss of a loved one. We might be on the verge of losing our own home. Some of us might have just got laid off at a job. And it's when you get to this point in life that the easiest thing to do is to begin to doubt yourself and to get angry and to think that you've got to deal with these hardships alone. I remember when I was dealing with being homeless, I was angry. I was angry at myself, but I was even more angry with life. I began to think that all I was entitled to were the worst of circumstances. And for the longest, I had allowed these thoughts, these emotions, these lies to suffocate me. And I couldn't understand why the air was escaping me when the whole time, all I had to do was breathe. You see, something kept me. I believe it was the Creator. The Creator that allowed me to inhale the understanding that it's because I'm going through these hardships and overcoming these hardships that I'm that much more qualified to move forward in life. That I can reach out and even fulfill my hopes and dreams. That it's because of these struggles that I'm that much more fit to make the most important decision ever. The decision to live. Oddly enough, I was looking up the dictionary definition of the word live the other day. And the most common definition is to regulate or to direct one's own existence. Scripture lets us know that life is certainly a mountain worth climbing. In 2 Chronicles chapter 15, verse 7, it says, don't give up. Stay strong, for all of your work will be rewarded. Martin Luther King, a famous black historical figure, once said that if a man has not yet found something worth dying for, he's not fit to live. What have you got to live for? mountain worth climbing? What gives you the audacity to push forward anyway? When you find that burning desire, you take that passion, you take that understanding, and you bring it right back where we started, to that mountain. When that mountain begins to talk his nonsense, will you cower and say, you know what, Mr. Mountain? You're right. Or will you poke out your chest, face that mountain boldly, step up, stare it square at the top, and you say, you know what, mountain, I've got 2 words for you. Watch me. Mr. Toastmaster.